AITA for sleeping in on a family vacation? I, 25F, recently went on a family vacation that resulted in basically all my cousins cutting ties with me and vice versa. I was invited by a few of my cousins to go to Disney World with them, as was my fiancé. My fiancé and I took the time off from work, unpaid, booked flights, and bought park tickets. On the first day, the plan was to go to Epcot. I decided to sleep in, and my fiancé kindly stayed back at the resort to wait for me. Once we made it there, I texted a chat with a couple of my cousins, notifying them and requesting we meet up. We never did, though we did all make plans to meet for dinner at 8 p.m. However, at 6:55 p.m. my cousin Brad reached out to me to inform me that they were actually changing dinner to 7 p.m. At that point we were in line for a ride. I communicated this. I didn't get a reply and then anxiously added that they could go without us if they wanted. They did. I had been disappointed that we hadn't met the entire day, and was even more disappointed that they decided to move up dinner. The next day, the plan was to go to Magic Kingdom. I, again, slept in and got to the park later than everyone else. This time though, we were able to meet up with everyone. However, at some point after getting off a ride, everyone had left without my fiancé and I, even though we were on the same ride and they would have had to wait maybe a single minute for us. This left me extremely annoyed. After some time, I recalled that I had Brad's location and checked it only to find that they had left the park and gone to a bar without us. Hurt, I then created a group chat with all 8 people to explain that I wanted to spend time with everyone and asked that they let me know when they were doing things so that my fiancé and I could join. They were receptive to this, however, the trend soon continued on. Additionally, we failed to get access to one of the bars we were going to meet them at because the elevator wouldn't take us to the floor, and we were also late for a dinner because we let everyone else get ready ahead of us and missed the bus. We were also blamed for a prank that someone was pulling within the suite where a new victim would find a puddle of coffee under their pillow every night. Eventually, I reached out to my cousin Josh, who seemed to be the source of the hostility, to ask if there was an issue. He said our tardiness bothered him and we ended up getting into it a bit with no resolve. On the last day, they all had dinner without inviting us. Before this I had texted to ask what they were up to. They replied stuck in the rain. When I pressed further, they doubled down and I took the hint. We left the next day early in the morning to catch our flights and I sent a text saying goodbye, expressing thanks, and wishing everyone a safe trip. A few replied. Things were left on bad terms, I would say. I thought I was over it, but it does keep me up sometimes. To this day, I cannot figure out what went wrong or if I'm to blame. AITA?